Hello, and this is my very short tutorial on the basics of Photoshop. Okay, so to open Photoshop, if you have a Photoshop document, if it finishes with .psd, you double click it, it'll automatically open in Photoshop. However, if you need to find it, the icon for it looks just like this over here. Ta-da! Oh, I'm in there. Hello, am I there? Oh, hello. You all right? So yeah, you can find that icon and then you can just click on it, it'll open. Once that's open, it'll take a few seconds to open. It's quite a big program. Like any other program, you just go to File, Open, then find the image that you've downloaded or that you want to edit. Once it is open, it will look something like this. The interface is heavy, shall we say, and it just goes on and on and on Photoshop. It's a huge program. But we're going to need to sort of start off with the basics bit. You don't need to know all of it anyway, because a lot of it's for some stuff that you just isn't really relevant. But my short video is just for some key little bits. Once your image is open, okay, over on the left-hand side, you've got tools, okay? The top one is the Move tool, which is V on the keyboard, okay? So Photoshop is a two-handed task, one on the mouse, one on the keyboard. So you press V, it will automatically move to the Move tool, and you can move stuff around. I'll demonstrate that in a second. The other really important one is the Zoom tool, okay? It looks like a magnifying glass on here, or you can just press Z on the keyboard once, and you will automatically have it. But there it is, Zoom tool. So you can then just sort of click and move in. Hello. Now you cannot then hold Alt and click back out, which is really rather irritating and quite slow. I like to use these icons up at the top, up here, or the buttons up at the top. So Fit Screen does exactly what it says on the tin. Just puts it back on screen. If you click and hold, you can sort of zoom in. If you can also sort of click and drag out a square, it will zoom in quickly as well. Mine's not set up like that, but yours might be. So zoom in tool, really handy when you want to work on little small parts of a picture, but always remember fit to screen right up at the top to sort of jump it back. Another important bit that you need to have open is the layers. Now that's over on the right, I'm pointing the wrong way, right hand side. Over here, layers. If you can't find it, it's part of a window. So when I click on that, it opens up a little window, hence the name Windows. And at the top of your screen, you will find the word window, and you can scroll down there and find layers. If you were to click on that or use F7, and it would ping up. Now, layers is something you'll use all the time in Photoshop. So when you have your image, you have multiple different parts of your image. Okay, so this one's got 4 parts. It's got a background, which is grey. It's got 2 sort of weird layers with James Bond on, and then it's got the text bit, which is a separate layer. The cool thing about Photoshop is you can edit each of those individually. They're separate. It's like just sheets of paper sitting on top of each other. When you want to edit something, you just edit that page, I guess. But you have to tell it which one you want to work on, which is the important bit. So if I want to move James Bond over here, Daniel Craig as it is, I need to click on this layer so it's highlighted, okay? And then when I use V on the keyboard or Move tool at the top, I can click and I can move James Bond around. Hello! Okay, so that's the sort of basics of it. If I want to edit my text layer, I need to go back up to the text. I can double click this box. There is a separate video, and I can edit my text. Okay, well that's the sort of basics of just you picking the right layer, using the layer window, and working on the correct layer when you've got multiple images in. Next, obviously, when you're finished, you want to save your amazing work, and then it is File, Save As, just as you would do on any other program. Okay, and don't just skip past this, okay? You need to decide where it's going, obviously. Command and D on the Macs automatically defaults to desktop. Now, I don't really want you doing that because I don't want the desktops cluttered. As long as you're going to move it from the desktop to Google Drive, that's absolutely fine. The only other bit is Photoshop file, which is obviously really good. When you save as a Photoshop file, when you reopen it, you've still got your layers and you can carry on working with no sort of destructive workflow, as it would be called. So that's the best quality. If it's finished, you can click on that and just save it as a JPEG. JPEG, which is a Joint Photographic Experts Group, which is the most popular type of photography file in the world by far. So all your phones, saving JPEGs. Most cameras will have, all cameras will have a JPEG option. Might have other options as well. Most of the time we're left on JPEG. And then you just save it to where it's going, and then you can move it to your Google Drive. I hope that has been an amazing introduction to the basics of Photoshop. Enjoy.